Why do we have to keep writing these stories?
Leadership can take many forms.
And they've written a book. It's a great book, by the way.
Extreme Ownership.
So it's been a decade, and certainly we've had the privilege of seeing the book Extreme Ownership steer people in the right direction.
When you have a book like Extreme Ownership, which really becomes the foundation of how you think and lead in your life, and not just the success that had, but then you write a follow-up called The Dichotomy of Leadership, and the two guys that wrote the two most important books I've read in the last 10 years say, why don't you write the third one? The answer in your mind is, I can't do this. Dave and I have done dozens of major combat operations together. And through all of those operations, I didn't know anything about Dave's background. I didn't know he was one of only a handful of Marines in the world to be the senior Top Gun instructor. And I didn't know that he was one of the absolute best and highly qualified pilots in the world. He didn't tell me any of that stuff.
Dave would bring perspectives to me, and I'd say, oh, that's a good point. Oh, I like that. And after the 427th time he said something like that to me, I looked at him and said, hey, you should actually put a book together.
Plus, we as a company had grown and we'd evolved and we had changed some things. So there was an opportunity for me to help codify and write down things that we were teaching that hadn't been captured in the first book. Dave took these lessons and applied them not just in the business world, but on the home front as well. And that's the hardest place to apply these lessons. I realized if this was gonna be authentically my perspective, I had to think about where I made the biggest failure in my life, because that was the biggest lesson.
It's a manual of how to fall down, but it's a really good manual on how to get back up again.
I hope that people will return to Extreme Ownership and the Dichotomy of Leadership and now pick up Need to Lead and see those leadership principles from a different perspective.
Leadership is a skill that you have to work on all the time, but if you pay attention and you follow the principles, you will be leading yourself, your team, and your family, and your company, and your community forward towards victory.